Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Crossing the Line. We're going to take a look at this unfolding story. Iran has attacked Israel directly with a massive, at least 200 drones, and we'll just see whether this leads us into World War III. I mean, it's creeping ever closer, and no one seems to be wanting to stop it. It just seems to be a whole bunch of people who are rich and in power, pushing us ever closer to World War III, without any thought or any even want to stop any of it. It just seems to be anyone in power just keeps pushing us closer and closer to World War III. So we'll take a look at the story here from the BBC. Now it's still unfolding as of today. This is pretty fresh news, so a lot of things are going to be changing. I've got another story lined up here from Al Jazeera, and it keeps updating every couple of minutes or so. We'll take a look at this first story from the BBC. Biden blasts brazen attack and backs Israel security. Now we know how Biden loves Israel, and we know how Biden is destroying his voting base by supporting Israel, because 90% of his voting base supports Palestine. And well, what you could call Palestine, it's not really a place or a country. It's just a little target for Israel at the moment. So we shall take a look at what Joe Biden has to say, and whether he shit himself throughout this entire speech. We do not know. We'll never know unless we see his Nancy Pelosi maybe buying stocks in Depends diapers, adult diapers. I don't know. Maybe that might be a inkling to what's going on with Joe Biden's bowel movements. But that's basically the only thing he can do at the moment is shit himself, because no one's listening to him. No one has any respect for Joe Biden. Even his own countrymen and even his own political party has no respect for him, because they know he is not long for this world and has no comprehensive thought process going on. He's basically just a shell. He's a husk of a human being. He is basically dead on legs, and it's a bit of a zombie president thing going on over there in the US at the moment. So we'll see how that goes. It can only end well. US President Joe Biden has praised American forces. He said he helped Israel take down nearly all the drones and missiles launched by Iran on Sunday. In a statement, he said that the US has moved aircraft and warships into the region before the unprecedented attack. That's always good, isn't it? More warships and aircraft in the Middle East. It can't go wrong. I condemn these attacks in the strongest possible terms, he added. Israel said Iran launched hundreds of drones and missiles in its direction. For the first time, it has attacked Israel directly from its own territory. It is said the vast majority were intercepted, with a small number of hits, including the IDF base in southern Israel. At least one person, reported to be a young girl, was injured. Fantastic. More children getting killed in this conflict. Isn't that what we all want? Iran earlier warned that Israel would be punished for a strike on its own consulate in Syria on April 1st, which killed 7 Iranian officers, including top commander. Israel has not confirmed or denied whether it was responsible. I've spoken to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to reaffirm America's ironclad commitment to the security of Israel. Mr. Biden said shortly after a pair held a call. I wonder if Biden actually called him, or whether it was like one of his lackeys or something, just reiterating what Biden might have mumbled to them. I told them that Israel has demonstrated a remarkable capacity to defend itself and defeat even under unprecedented attacks, he added. Mr. Biden also said he plans to convene G7 leaders on Sunday to coordinate a united diplomatic response to Iran's brazen attack. It's not really a brazen attack when they've been saying that they're going to be doing this for, I don't know, as long as I've been alive. They said that they're going to wipe Israel off the map and, I don't know, bomb America, destroy the West. They keep coming out with all these lovely threats, and they followed through with it this time. I don't know whether this was like, I don't know what to call it, but like just a face-saving exercise on Iran's government, because they definitely didn't hit Israel with a decisive blow, or cause any mass casualties or anything like that. If this is the best they can muster, I have no issues or worries about Israel defending itself. Obviously, they up to the task, even without U.S. intervention. But it just seems like it's very underwhelming. If this was like the start of a massive assault, I don't think so. I think this is probably just going to be face-saving exercise for them. They've been sitting there saying that they're going to do something and do something and do something, and then finally they do something, but they don't want to receive the entire wrath of the UN or Israel or America. They don't want to be nuked out of existence, so maybe they just held their hand back a bit and they only just did something as like a slight retaliatory strike on them, just to, I don't know, maybe give the poor people in Palestine or Gaza or whatever you want to call it, I really don't care at this point, maybe give them an inkling of hope and support. I don't know. This doesn't seem to be some massive catastrophic attack on Israel. It could have just been a small attack to test their defenses. I don't know, but we'll see where it goes. President Biden cut short a planned visit to his home state in Delaware. Oh, the poor thing. He can't go to home. He can't go to Delaware and sit on the beach. Saturday, traveling back to the White House after a brief by national security officials hours before the attack, the White House National Security spokeswoman, Adrienne Watson, said Mr. Biden was in constant communication with Israeli officials as well as partners and allies. The Republicans of the House Representatives, meanwhile, said they were drafting legislation to provide more aid to Israel and sanction Iran. So maybe this was Israel's idea. I don't know. Maybe to get more funding from the American government. They do love their funding over there. I mean, America loves funding wars overseas and creating catastrophes and funding terrorist organizations. You know, they just love handing out cash over there, especially with the Biden government in control. With Trump, we saw no new wars. We saw like the Abraham Accords. We saw a lot of Middle Eastern tensions de-escalating, like calming down in the Middle East. And the 4 years that Biden's been in has been an absolute catastrophe for the world as a whole. I know a lot of people in Australia think, oh, what does the American politics have to do with us? They're the reason that we are paying so much for fuel. They're the reason our housing crisis is so bad with things like China, because if China can go and do whatever they want without any repercussion here in Australia, because our government's a bunch of yellow-bellied cheats and basically communist bootlickers, with a strong independent America like Trump had going, Australia wouldn't be kissing up and cuddling up to China like we do. And I do honestly believe if Trump gets back in, when he gets back in, even though they don't assassinate him in the process, things will get a lot better in Australia. Our fuel prices can go down. Definitely. Tensions around the world could very well just dissipate and go, everyone's going to calm back down again. I don't know if he's got the sway and panache to do that now, because things have kind of escalated out of control, out of anyone's control, with Ukraine, Israel and Iran now, and China and Taiwan is always eking closer to coming into a conflict that we can't stop. And honestly, if that kicks off with China and Taiwan, that's probably our biggest threat, especially here in Australia. We are sitting there idly by, waiting for it to happen at the moment, and not to mention just the economic disaster that would cause, but the humanitarian disaster, and Australia being so close to that, it's not going to end well for Australia. The two US officials told BBC partner CBS American warships shot down missiles headed toward Israel. The UK Royal Air Force, the RAF, is also assisting in the region. Statement by the Ministry of Defence of British jets were ready to intercept the attacks within range of the UK's existing mission in the Middle East. So, just going to point this out there. The RAF and the American military shouldn't be in the Middle East to begin with, but they are. So, did they know this attack was coming before they even announced it? I mean, it kind of was announced by Iran. I mean, you don't launch a whole bunch of drones and then when they've got hours of travel time to the designated target, and you don't come out and say, hey, we've just launched a whole bunch of drones and we're going to attack you at this designated spot at this designated time in this designated date. It seems kind of contradictory to me. It's not like a surprise attack. It's like, hey, look, this is all the things that we've just done. Make sure you shoot them all down before they hit anyone so that we don't escalate this thing, but we still save face with our population to make it look like we are actually doing something to Israel to stop this, what we perceive as a genocide in Gaza. I don't know. It just seems very lackluster to me. Iran's delegation to the UN in Tehran earlier said the matter can be deemed concluded, but it warned it would strike again. There we go. It's said they've already launched their attack, and that's it. That's all they're going to do, apparently. Again, if the reprisals by Israel or the US, Iranian Revolutionary Guard also said the statement, support or participation in attacking Iran's interests will have a fierce response. Other nations, including the UK, France, and Canada, also condemned Iran and expressed support for Israel. Of course they do. Now, these updates from Al Jazeera here keep coming out, but we've seen the Iron Dome intercept a lot of these drones and or missiles. I think if Iran really wanted to create a massive casualty event and really hit Israel, they would have done a lot more than launch these drones and missiles at them. They seem to be very lackluster. If this was all they could muster and this was a legitimate attempt to, cause mass casualties and incite possibly World War III, or at least full-on war with Israel and Iran, it was pretty lackluster. It, it didn't really fall into the category of like this is a massive event. Iran could have done a lot better, I suppose, if you're Iranian. I don't know how to say it. It doesn't seem like they really put their heart and soul into this. I mean, Israel has a massive defense force. They have a massive Iron Dome system. US was taking down all these drones, the same with the UK. So maybe that was part and parcel of it. It just doesn't seem like they've gone all out here. So whether this is a diversionary tactic, whether this is just like a feint and it's just to save some face with the politics over there, I would put money on that at the moment, unless something else drastic happens. And they fired it and then called for a ceasefire. So they fired all these missiles and said, whilst they were still in flight, on the way to their target, they said, that's it for us. We don't want to get involved anymore. That's all we're doing. It's very weird, honestly. I don't know what's going on over there. But it's basically sand people killing sand people again. And I really don't care anymore. The war's been going on over there for how many thousand years between Jews and Muslims and Christians. Cloud wizards aside, I don't really care whose side you're on. I mean, if I was going to back anyone, I'd be backing Israel because I don't see them jumping the border and raping and pillaging and killing like they did on that fateful day. But was it October 7th? With Hamas and that, I don't see it. Israel's committing crimes over there as well. It's a whole bunch of sand people killing sand people at this point. I really don't care. I don't want our money going over there. I don't want our people going over there. And I want them all to stop killing each other because they are legitimately just doing it for texts that are thousands of years old. It's kind of pointless. And I don't see an end to it unless maybe Trump can get back in and, I don't know, ease tensions. At least this conflict at the present time anyway, but ending the rivalry between Muslims and Christians and Jews and their rivalries with everyone else and all this thing, all this shit. I don't get how you're supposed to stop any of that, but we'll keep a close eye on it anyway. Is the world going to kick off into World War III over this incident? I don't think so. It seems to be very lackluster. I mean, Israel could have very well have just let a lot of these missiles hit their target to give them, I don't know, I suppose an excuse to go into Iran and start bombing the absolute crap out of Iran and just kick it off into World War III as we know it. The US shooting down Iranian drones and missiles is kind of acting like a referee here. They could go out of their way and start bombing targets on Iran, but I don't think Joe Biden has the balls or the brains for that at the moment. they are pushing for it, though. They are pushing to invade Iran, bomb Iran, and, you know, we all know the song Bomb, 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 Iran. I don't get what they're trying to get out of this. It just seems like a face-saving exercise for the Iranian regime. And it's disgusting that these governments, whether you're Israel's government, whether you're Hamas, or whether you're the Ayatollah, American government, they're just using poor people as bartering chips and as currency. This is blood currency. This is them killing people for political gain, and they have no, like, I mean, if they were going to invade Israel for the resources and things like that, you can kind of figure, you wrap your head around why they'd be doing that. But launching this attack and killing civilians, and it's always a civilian too, it just seems so political, it's not getting him anywhere. It's just getting him brownie points and voting points at home. It's disgusting how the rich and the powerful treat us human beings that just want to live our life in peace. And I don't know about you, but if I was an Israeli citizen, a citizen of Gaza, or a citizen of Iran, I'd be pretty perturbed with my government at the moment. I mean, I'm in Australia and I'm pretty perturbed with our government at the moment. They are letting us get killed and slaughtered. And we live in a utopian-style country. Well, a lot of people think it's a bit of a utopia anyway, but if you look at it for longer than 5 seconds, then you can see that the dark shadows and the disgusting things that this country is doing and is turning into. And they all seem to be the same. They just use us as pawns. It's like the old System of a Down song, "Why do the rich send the poor? Why do the poor always fight the war?" We know why, because they like using us because they can't do it themselves. I say we do that thing like in old Mesopotamia or something like that, olden times, where they used to get their strongest warrior and they'd send them out to they do it in Troy, the movie with Brad Pitt. They send out their strongest warrior and he goes to go fight Achilles, and whoever wins that battle wins the war there, and the mass amounts of people don't have to fight. But maybe we could send our politicians to go do that instead. I don't like our chances with old Albanese there, or I don't like Joe Biden's chances of ever winning anything. But honestly, maybe that's the best option. If they want to send us to war, if politicians want to send us to war, they're on the front lines first. They're the ones holding the gun. They're the ones sitting in the trench, freezing to death in some sort of Ukrainian or burning to death in Middle Eastern heat. Who cares? If they want to start a war, they want to send troops over, maybe they should be on the front lines first before any of us poor people who just want to do their 80 hours a week at work, go home to their wife and kids, and pay off their fucking skyrocketing mortgage, and maybe, just maybe, afford to have a beer at the end of the day. What do you guys think anyway? Is this situation going to blow up into World War III? I don't see that happening. I'm not going to hold my breath for it, but honestly, the way the things are going at the moment with this 2024 and the election cycle coming up there in the States, anything could happen. I'm not taking anything down off the blackboard of conspiracy theories at the moment. What do you guys think anyway? Let me know down in the comments. Leave a like, share this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me over on Twitter as well. If you're that way inclined, you can watch the depraved things I say, and it's fun over on X. If you're not on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it, get over there, and it's great fun. Annoying lefties, I do that on a daily basis over there, and it's good fun to watch them melt down if you just call a woman and a man a man. Simple things like that. It's not hard to have an argument with a lefty on X. So like, follow, and share, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Crossing the Line. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.